What's good, boys? So I've made $25,000 this month so far from brand scaling, and last month I made $28K. And I bring my clients results just like this: $105,000, 1,000 orders, and most of this comes from ads. I charge $3 to $4K per client, and I keep 10 clients a month, meaning I'm making $30,000 to $40,000 every single month off of brand scaling. And today I'm going to show you the exact entire blueprint. This is 13 pages long. It's absolutely insane. There's so much sauce in here, completely for free. And you might have seen my old brand scaling video, and it did very, very well. Got 6,000 views, and you guys really enjoyed it. But today I am bringing something completely new. This is the Etsy brand scaling course. Pretty much Etsy is completely untapped. The actual clothing brand niche is super saturated. It's hard to get a client. You've probably tried yourself, and it's really difficult to get a client. So today I'm not only going to get you a client, but I'm going to show you how to get a good client, how to close the client, how to write up a contract for the client, literally how to run the ads, everything there is. Check out how long this is. So what the hell, Etsy? Where did you even hear that, Dan? Are you crazy? Well, I am about to change your life, boys. And by the way, I do have a mentorship if you guys are interested. It's not a course. This is super one-on-one, and this is to people who want to start a business in 3 to 4 months. I'll talk about that more later, but regardless, what is freelance brand scaling? Well, it is pretty much running paid ads or email and SMS marketing and different kinds of marketing for clothing brands, or at least that's what it was. I am changing this term from now on and forever. Freelance brand scaling, all that means is now that you're doing marketing for an e-com store or some kind of online store. That's it. That's all it is. Digital marketing is the exact same thing as freelance brand scaling. And freelance just means you're doing it yourself. So if you have a freelance brand scaling agency, that means you have a team that does digital marketing. Remember that, remember who keyed that term, and remember that from this day on, brand scaling is now a lot more than what you probably thought it was. So Etsy brand scaling, that is helping Etsy brands grow their revenue through Shopify paid ads, email and SMS marketing, and pretty much taking them from Etsy to Shopify. And this is a really good business model because on Etsy, most of these stores are generating $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. And you can see all the analytics are completely free. That's the best part about Etsy, and you could see how much they're doing. And it's much easier to take a store that's doing 10K to 50K than it is a clothing brand that's doing 0 and getting them to their first 10K. Because realistically, the clothing brands that want to work with you are probably making no money. They probably have like 500 followers. They're getting barely any views on Reels, and it's really hard to land a good client. But on Etsy, there's millions and millions of brands that you can potentially work with, and they're already doing really well. If they're doing well on Etsy, they're going to do well on Shopify. And why brand scaling is one of the best business models in 2025 is simply there's almost no startup cost, maybe to host a website, to have a Calendly link. I'll show you that later, but there's a lot of demand. People will always need ads. People will always need marketing. People will always need email and SMS marketing, especially. This is just going to happen forever and ever and ever. So this is a market that is going to be stable for the rest of your life, for the rest of your kids' life. This is going to be a stable market. It's a great business to get into. So the first thing is obviously finding your niche and figuring out who you want to target. So the reason why I recommend to niche down and not just generally work with anyone is think about the biggest people in this game. Me, Brez, Harley, Caitlin, whatever. They're all doing clothing brand. Me, I'm starting to branch out now, but regardless, they're all in their niche, and they're mostly industry leaders. The biggest industry leader is Brez in the clothing brand niche. So what you want to do is focus on one specific niche and become an industry leader. Let's say it's jewelry. Let's say it's leatherwork. Let's say it's furniture. You'll slowly start getting referrals. Your name will go around, and it's going to be much easier to land a client because they will already know who you are. Think about Brez. He probably sends a message to a random brand if he wants to work with them, and they're going to work with him just because he has a big, powerful name in the clothing brand industry. And you want to do the same exact thing. You also want to work with clients that have pricing between $60 to $1,000. Don't work with brands that sell products for like $10, $20 because there's no room for profit for you. You know, if it's a $10 product and you're selling it, you're getting only 10%, so $1. If you're selling a $1,000 product and you're taking 10%, you're getting $100. So it's better to work with bigger brands. Obviously, it's going to be harder to run their ads and get them sales, but you know, it's just better to do it that way because there's more money for you. And I'm actually going to show you exactly how to find the brand, and I'm going to go through Etsy right now. But let's talk about the niche complexity. So low ticket brands, which means that they have cheap prices. This is the beginner niche, so products that are $60 and up. This is simple stuff like cheap jewelry, cheap clothes, stuff that's easy to sell, stuff that's easy to move. Now, the second option is the mid-ticket brands. This is products that are $200, $300 up, right? This is high fashion or a little bit higher fashion. Let's say like heels that cost $300, a nice bag, custom made leather, whatever. You know, that's a little bit harder to sell, but when you sell it, you make more money, and they usually have more budget to spend into marketing, into photo shoots and stuff like that, which will help you in the long run in ads. And now the most advanced brands is high ticket brands. So high ticket brands, I'm talking about $1,000 plus products. So this is very, very expensive furniture. This is very, very expensive high-end fashion. And every time you sell one of these products, you're taking home a lot of money. You only need to get 10 sales for that brand to make $1,000. The thing is, these brands are hard to land, these brands are hard to find, and most beginners like you don't know the strategy to actually work with brands like these. With cheaper brands, the biggest thing is, okay, how do I run ads so a bunch of people see this? But with more expensive brands, you want to really focus on emails and less on ads, because most of the clientele and customer base is repeating. It's the same people shopping over and over and over again. So once you find your kind of niche and your people and you collect their emails and SMS after you run ads, you want to get them to have an amazing experience, right? They get their products really quickly in a couple days, they get some kind of gift card, whatever, and they come back and shop and shop and shop. And that is called the LTV, the lifetime value of a customer. So let's say for the $1,000 product, it cost you $900 to acquire this customer. So you only made $100 profit. You might have even lost money. But the thing is, this is such a nice, crafted, well-made product and such a good experience. They're going to come back and shop and shop and shop and shop. And next time it's going to be a sale for $1,000 and there's no cost per ad, per purchase, you know? So this is the long-term game for more advanced and intermediate brands. But for you guys, I really recommend beginner because it's pretty simple. You'll understand how to do this business model. So now let's actually find a brand that we can run ads for. So this right here is called Everbee. It's a plugin that you can get at the Chrome store. If you just look up Everbee Chrome store extension, you could literally just install this. It's fully free. I mean, there is a paid version, but you can pretty much get the free version right here. It has a bunch of ratings, a bunch of good reviews, and it's very, very useful. You can see a lot more product analytics and actually brand analytics. So if you go right here, you can see all these different brands that are running ads that are pretty much, not running ads, all these brands that are just popping off, doing well. They also have filter settings, which is very, very useful for us. So what we can do is select a certain category. Let's say we select the category clothing, right? And we go through this, and after it loads, it's going to show us, okay, these pieces are doing very, very well. But the thing is, these are all customized pieces. You see personalized, personalized, personalized. So let's exclude the word personalized. Now we won't see these personalized products and we can continue doing product research or brand research. Okay, now we're getting actual useful brands. So right here, this is some anniversary gift brand. This is a higher ticket custom made princess dress. I don't know, but I like something like this. So I would click on this. I would go to shop details. I would click analyze shop. So this gives us a lot of details. So the average price is $73 or $95. I don't know why it doesn't line up, but this is a really good brand. And in the last 3 years, they've generated $1 million. So let's see how much they're doing per month. So in the last 3 years, they've done 400K, 430K roughly a year. Let's divide that by 12 months. They're doing 35K a month, which is really, really good. So let's actually go to their store and check out what kind of products they're selling and if they have a website. So they're based out of the UK. You generally want to work with US, UK brands. What I don't like is that they're using AI models. This is AI, but this seems to be their bestseller piece. It's a little bit too cheap. I don't like how cheap this product is. I guess it's like a bait. It's not actually cheap. It's like 40-50 bucks. So okay, this is pretty good brand. So let's say you find this brand. Okay, I want to work with them. So some brands have their emails in their bio and their account, some don't. If you scroll down, you'll see this button right here, view seller details. And if you just fill this out, okay, so they do not have their email here. A lot of brands keep their email here just to have an easy way to contact them. So the next thing I would do is actually just go to their page. I would go to about and I would see, okay, there's no email here. There's no website at all. So the last thing I would try to do is pretty much copy and paste and search this, but this is more of a generic name. So I don't know if I'll find this brand, but let's see. I found this right here. Nah, this isn't it. So let's see, maybe we can find it here. And okay, this is most likely maybe the brand. This is a picture from their store. I don't know if this is it. So I would just shoot them a message right here and try to pitch to them. And we're actually going to get into the pitch and the outreach later. I'm going to show you how to get them to book a call with you without even having them to reply. This makes your life much easier, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, let's just continue trying to find a good store. So let's say I don't like this niche. Okay, let's go to, for example, these dresses. So this seems like a little bit of a harder product for you guys to run, especially if you don't know. So they've been here on a while. They're not really making a lot of money, so I would not even hit up this brand. I would just continue going down until I find something that I like. There's a lot of customized stuff for clothing, so I wouldn't even probably not even go with this niche. I would do something more interesting like bags and purses, because there's a lot more money to be made, first of all, and second of all, it's just more of an interesting niche. So okay, now it loaded, and yeah, so like this full grain leather, that looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Let's check out what this is. If we go to their shop, analyze details, so they've done 200K in 1 year. That's pretty darn good. So let's divide this by 12, 20K a year, and they're a very new store. This is a really good sign, and this is a kind of brand that I would love love to work with. Now let's see if we can find their email. So if we go on their page and we scroll down, let's see. So there's nothing here. So the next thing I would do is just try to Google their name. So I would say this is a prime brand right here, and let's try to actually find their email. So it is in Hong Kong, which is not ideal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad brand, and most of the sales probably are from the US. So let's just look up the name, and I don't see anything. Honestly, this might just be a Chinese dropshipping brand. So let's just look them up and see if there's anything here. And I don't think so. I feel like this is just a Chinese dropshipping brand, to be honest. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting, especially just because, you know, they do have good products, but there just isn't a lot of information about them. Yeah, so and it comes from Hong Kong, you know, that's just too dropshippy. So let's keep going until we find something. And this seems pretty interesting. This seems like a decently unique brand, and this looks like a US brand as well. So they did 240K in 2 years, so around 100K a year, which is around 10K a month, which is still really nice. Their average order value is $66, which is great. That totally works for somebody like you, where you're just starting in this industry and you want to find a brand that's really easy to scale up and sell their products. So let's just go on there on one of their products, and if you scroll down, okay, her email is not here. So let's look up Nomad Leather USA and see if we can find their email. And let me actually check their about page real quick first, because sometimes their email Instagram is here and it isn't. Let me put at symbol. Oh, okay, so it is frequently asked questions, nomadleathergoods@gmail.com. So let's now get into actually emailing. So what I would do is just create a new email. Boom. So I would just put in their email right here. Subject, you could make the subject literally anything. So I'm just gonna make the subject opportunity selling on your own website. And actually, let me double check and make sure that they don't have a website, because they might already have a website, which would not be ideal unless they're not running any ads. So let's see. Okay, so they do have a website, and their products do look really good. They probably run ads realistically. Yeah, they definitely do run ads. Their site is just way too nice. And wow, okay, so they do run ads. There is an error with their pixel, which isn't good. And I'm also noticing that I'm not getting a pop-up. Okay, so I did get a pop-up. So this is an ideal brand. I bet an agency found them on Etsy and hit them up to take them to the next level, unless this is already a bigger brand. So what I would do is just continue doing product research. So this does take a little bit of time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this isn't a one-day process. You aren't gonna get super rich, but it does take time. By the way I checked if they're running ads is by this extension called Meta Pixel Helper. If it turns up green or turns up blue, it means they're running ads. So let's try to find a little bit of a smaller brand like this. I like this. It is a little bit cheap, so let's actually do this one. So they're very new. They're 7 months old, and they've already done 120K. So that's pretty decent. That's what, around 20K a month? Yeah, 17K a month. That's very, very solid, especially for a new brand. So they're based out of Italy, which is really nice. And I just have a feeling like they have a website. Let's go to their about section real quick and see. So they have nothing. They have a Facebook, and Facebook is great. Facebook, most of the time, it leaves their email in the description, but for some reason it didn't load. So let me just search in manually in Facebook. Oh, okay, it loaded. So wow, they have a website. They do not have a email. So let's see if we turn on our ads or turn off our ads. I feel like they do run ads because this website is really nice, and they don't. They don't run any ads. The Metapixel does not. It's just still gray. It doesn't pop up, which means they're not running ads, which is surprising because this website is really, really good. This is actually a prime client. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I might even hit them up myself because this is a really, really good client. So if we go to the privacy policy, usually their emails are somewhere here, and I don't see it here. So let's go to the FAQ, and there's also nothing here. So let's go to contact us. And again, there's nothing there. So let's go to their Instagram. Let's find that email. I promise you. And what the hell? It's not here either, so it's gonna take a little bit, but their email is definitely somewhere here. And interestingly enough, their WhatsApp is here, so you could just straight up contact them on WhatsApp and send them a chat, which is really, really useful. You could do that. That's directly a contact with them, but you want either email or a WhatsApp or a phone number or something like that. Unfortunately, I guess they don't have an email, but WhatsApp or phone number is even better, honestly, because it's just a direct contact. So let me just see if I maybe missed it somewhere. Oh, right here. Boom, perfect. That's the brand. So I would just send them a quick email. Let me open up my Gmail again. Yeah, I would just send them a quick email, and I would do something very simple. We can ask ChatGPT to actually write up the email, and let's actually go back to the brand scaling section and see choosing your service. So what are you going to email them about? First of all, you're going to want to email them about either Facebook ads or email and SMS marketing, or setting up their website if they don't have one set up yet. So if you do just Facebook ads and TikTok ads, you can drive traffic, generate good leads for them, find new customers to potentially buy their products through paid ads. Now, the second thing that you can offer is email and SMS services. This is boosting their revenue with their already built customer base. So anytime somebody goes on the website, there's going to be a welcome email saying, hey, would you like to join our VIP list for 10% off your first order? Once they join, you have their email forever, and you can continuously send them emails every single drop unless they obviously opt out. And this kind of helps their current fan base be reachable, because their current fan base they can't reach them. There's no email. They're not collecting their information. So you can't email them on drop day when there's new collection, there's new items. This way you can. But the best option is to offer both of these services and be an all-in-one marketing agency, including website optimizations and stuff like that. So they only have to work with one person, you, and not like a whole bunch of different people. And then you have to talk to the ads guy has to talk to you to make sure like everything is set up together. This makes life much, much easier, and you get more money because you take 10% of Facebook ads and you take 10% of email and SMS marketing. So before we actually get into the email, let's talk about the agency stuff. So how you could set up your agency. So the first thing is choosing an agency name. This is the simple stuff. For me, my agency name was Brand Scholars. It's pretty good. For example, there's Brez Marketing. If you go on his website, I'm also going to show you how to set something like this up. But Brez Marketing, this is his landing page. This is what brands go to when they want to work with him. I have one as well. I actually turned it off recently, and I only do through Calendly, which I'll show you what Calendly is as well. Calendly is like a booking website where you can directly have people book calls with you. So pick a name, something marketing, whatever, or something scaling. It literally doesn't matter. Just pick an agency name. Now you can buy a domain through GoDaddy.com. It's very cheap. It only costs a couple bucks. Let's say I want to make my name ads. Let's actually ask ChatGPT. Help me think of a marketing name for boutiques. I don't know if I misspelled that, but whatever. Okay. Lux Loft Marketing. Sure. That works. Some random name. So boom, it would cost you 1 cent. I would get this, and then I would pick the they always try to upsell you, get rid of all that stuff. So once you add it to your cart, pretty much you don't need 3 years unless you're really locked in. But I suggest just starting with a year. Skip the full domain protection. It's a whole lot of BS. And what I recommend actually buying is the do no domain protection site. You don't need this. But what I do recommend getting is $5 a month, or actually $1 a month for the first month, is the emails. Because if you're emailing off of, I don't know, johndoe@gmail.com compared to Dan, you can buy a custom domain, for example, dan@luxloftmarketing.com. You sound a lot more professional. You look a lot more professional, and it just looks better. So you buy this email, and then you could set up something like this. I'll get into that in a little bit, but actually design a logo. It can literally be simple as you could look. Brez Marketing logo is literally BM in parentheses, super simple. It actually looks like the Adult Swim logo, but it looks cool. Social media profiles, you don't necessarily need that. It's more about the website. And like I said, if you don't buy the email through GoDaddy, which is an Outlook email, you can pretty much get it through Google Workspace. It's also like $5 a month. It's not too expensive. And then you need to warm up your email, which is a whole separate video, but it's pretty much so your emails won't go to spam. You send a couple emails a day slowly, and then you scale it up. Then you can either create a website or you can create a Calendly link. So if you look at Brez's website, it's something like this: apply now, and then it goes to the type form because he picks which clients he wants, because he has inbound leads, which means people are coming to him. But when you're doing outbound leads, you're finding the clients, you want them to book the call with you. So that's where Calendly comes in. You could do it completely for free. You don't have to pay, and you can create something like this. Let's say new event type, one-on-one. You're hosting it, and then boom, it helps you. You can do phone call. I will call my invitee, whatever. Next, and the name would be, let's say, 30-minute Shopify strategy, just something random, whatever. Continue, and then you can pick your schedule whenever you actually want to take the calls, and then you can also add a little bit more details. So just put something random in the description. I'm just gonna again throw this into ChatGPT. Help me make a book call link description, something simple. Whoops. My spelling is horrible. I didn't even copy the link. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go back. So something simple like this, I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to go back, and I'm gonna paste it in. This call will cover my ad and email SMS strategy that I'll implement to grow your brand. Save and close. You can add a profile picture, all that stuff, and then boom, copy the link. And just as simple like this, you'll have a booking page that you can send them, and then they can book the calls, and you'll ask for their phone number, email, name, all that stuff, and you can ask them more questions if you want. But pretty simply in the email, what I would want to do is actually, so you could either do this, or you could build a website, or you can combine it and put it into your website. That's what I do. I have it inside my website. So once you have all this set up, before we get into crafting the offer, let's actually send the email. So at the very end of the email, I would just send a link to the call. So I would just click the little link, change, and then here you could say book a call here, and then you could very simply put, hey, whatever the brand is, X brand name. You could also go to their right here, their where was it? I think I lost it, but whatever the brand was, you can go. Oh yeah, we can go to the Etsy, and then you can see the owner's name down most of the time. Let me see if it shows it with this brand. Most of the time it does have their name. Yeah, so meet your seller, it just says this. I don't know if that's their actual name, but let's just say it is. Realistically, what else would that be? And we just go back to the Gmail. We say, hey, El Corey. Okay, I guess that's their name. My name is Dan. I own a marketing agency, and I saw your brand is doing very well on Etsy, but your store has no email/SMS or paid ads marketing. So just something very, very simple. And then let's say we go, I really like the style of your bags. They are very unique and have huge potential to do well on Shopify, I mean your own website. Boom. And then I have a strategy to take your brand to the next level with paid ads and email/SMS marketing. The same strategy I used for my past clients to generate, I don't know, 120K. And then here it'd be like, thanks, Dan. So I'm gonna do is throw this into ChatGPT again. That's literally my favorite app, I guess. And be like, make this sound nicer. Perfect. I've been following your brand Etsy. This looks very nice. So we'll go like this, and then you can book a call here, and then looking forward from hearing you, best Dan. So literally this, I would send this, and you know what? I'm gonna send it right now because why not? And we'll see what kind of response we get. But what actually matters next is the actual crafting your offer, right? What is a winning offer? What kind of offer do you want to make for people to actually work with you? Your offer is your selling point. They can book the call, but if you have nothing to sell to them, nothing to give to them, you have to figure out how to actually give them something they want to hear. And an offer is very simple, right? You need to give them a guarantee, a promise, number one. And then number two, you need to make them feel stupid for not saying, yes, I'll take your offer. This sounds like an amazing deal, which means they should have no risk at all, zero risk. So what I would recommend, and I have this later in my outline, is telling them, hey, I'll work 7 days for free. I'll set up all your stuff. And if you don't want to work with me afterwards, you don't have to. But if you like what I can do and you can see that I can bring you more money, let's work. And, you know, we can go on from there. You can have the second call, third call, whatever. But the promise is pretty much what you're going to do. So email and SMS marketing, Facebook ads, website optimization, stuff like that. How are you going to deliver this stuff so you can build out a little plan, a little layout, Google Slides, whatever, something to show them. So I'm going to spend this much on these campaigns to bring in X amount of customers to your website within the next 30 days. I'm going to also collect their information through email marketing so I can retarget them back in the future. You could say stuff like that. And then you can have multiple pricing models. So let's say you could offer them the 7-day free deal, or if you don't want to do that, you can give them 10%, or you could tell them, hey, I'll do 500 up front and then 5% retainer, or you could just do like literally anything. Just when you're first beginning, put your head down, put your ego down, and work for free, bro. Get that client, get a crazy testimonial, then in the future, charge a lot more. And then set expectations. So I'm going to bring you X results in the first month. I'm going to make you an extra 1,000 in the first month. And by the third month, I'm going to bring you an extra 10K, something like that. And then guarantees. Obviously, this is the most important part for a client. What do you guarantee? Well, I guarantee you these results. If I don't bring them, I won't charge you anything, or I'll give you a full refund, or I'll pay you my own money. I'll pay you $100 if I'm not going to be able to bring you 10K in the next 30 days, something like that. You know, they're going to be like, well, why wouldn't I take that offer? It's, it's stupid to say no. So prospecting and outreaching, I kind of went over what to actually do, but there's a couple of different ways you could do it. So manual is doing it yourself. Like I showed you, you should be doing a lot of those a day. I'll go over that a little bit down here. There's software, there's tools that I found that can scrape emails through Etsy, and I'm not going to leak them because that's for my inner circle. That's for my mentorship program. If you are interested in joining my mentorship program, it's for people who are serious and people who want to make money within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, instead of spending a year and a half trying to figure this out like I did. This is people for who have funds, and this is for people who want to fast track their success and just make money right off the bat. Obviously it takes a little bit of time, but again, this is for people who are serious. If you're not trying to learn this business model, if you don't have money to spend, if you don't want to fast track your success, this is not for you. This is for people who just have money and want to succeed in the next couple of months and get real results back and just speed up the entire process. But regardless, you could also get lead generation VAs. So VA is virtual assistant. You can get them on sites like OnlinePH or onlinejobs.ph. Right here, it's a really nice site. So you could help people get jobs and you could hire talent. So looking for talent, for example, we could lead generator Etsy. I bet that's already a thing. I bet somebody does this. Okay, well, I guess I was wrong. But lead generator, here you go. Just like this, they work at $5 an hour, $5 an hour. I bet you could even find it cheaper if you wanted to, $4 an hour. And yeah, so $3 an hour. So it is pretty cheap. But again, I recommend you do this yourself first so you learn how it works in the entire process. So let's talk a little bit about some other outreach strategies you can do. So cold emailing is what I highly recommend for you guys to do, but you could do cold calls. So if you find their phone number, just give them a call straight up. Don't even send them a text. And then once you actually have some testimonials like me, you could do what I do, personal branding. What I used to do is make YouTube videos for clothing brands on how they can scale their own store. And if they didn't want to scale their own store, they could hit me up and I would work with them. I would do all this stuff for them, which just shows my expertise. And this is the best part. When you have inbound leads, like I was saying earlier, when they come to you instead of you going to them, it's much easier. Life is much better because you got to pick and choose which clients you want to work with. So this is the recommended outreach volume. So if you're a beginner, you want to do 2,000 a month. So 2,000 a month is a lot. So it's 60 leads a day, 60 emails a day. If you really want to start off slow, do 30 emails a day. It's a good start. But if you really want to take this serious and succeed within a month, it is going to be a lot of work. So 1 to 2,000 outreaches a month. And then the second level is 3,000. The fourth level is 4,000. Let's say you get 4 emails, 5 emails, you get all your boys doing it, or you get VAs online to send out the emails and do the outreach. This can be automated. This is not the hard part. This is just the tedious part. The hard part is getting your client results. Now let's talk about actually closing and selling on the phone or through Google Meet, however you decide to do it. So first of all, you obviously want to establish trust. You want to set expectations. You want to tell them what they're going to get, what they're going to receive. And the biggest thing is actually identifying what your client wants. So what are their pain points? So are they not making enough money, or is their Shopify website just stuck for some reason? For example, 1K a month compared to the Etsy is doing 30K a month. What are their blocking points and bottle caps that you can come in and fix? If they don't even have a website, you could be the one to come in, tell them, okay, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to bring this in the next 3-4 months. We're going to have an extra 30K coming in through Shopify. It's the same way you do on Etsy, and just kind of open their eyes a little bit and show them that it is possible to do what they want to do. They just need a little bit of help. They just need a little bit of fuel onto the fire. And of course, be confident. Have everything written down in like a big page, pretty much like a giant. What I prefer, or what I recommend, is really just a slideshow. I can give you an example of one slideshow that I made. So this was a plan for a brand that I wanted to work with. Right here, Ascend Athletic. So 3 months, month 1, this is what we do. Month 2, this is what we do. Month 3, this is what we do. So I explained the email and SMS. I explained the ambassador program that I wanted to do. This is something completely else. Influencer ads, collections they were going to get, pricing. So it was option 1, 3K plus 5% revenue, or just 5K a month. So it was expensive, but it did have a lot of value, and it went through everything, and I went through everything deeply, very in depth. This was just to kind of have something in the background for them to read while I explain it. So that's kind of what you want to do for the sales call. Now let's actually talk about onboarding clients. So I've went over this before, so you could skip this if you already know this, but what you could do is create welcome videos. So you record these videos that you could send to your client for them to do. But what I recommend is just setting up a strategy call, and then the first thing you want to do is get access to the Shopify. So what you can do is create a Shopify partner account. It's completely free. It costs you absolutely nothing. And what you do is just click login or sign up, I guess. you can create an account, and then you can pick your whatever account. Once you're in, it's actually very, very simple. So click add store, request access to store, and then it's going to tell you store URL. So what you want them to do is to go to their Shopify account, and then you want them to log in, and you can do this on Discord or Google Meet where they can share their screen. Let's go to this store, for example. So what you want to do is take this URL right here, this random string of digits, copy that and then paste it into here, and it's going to say, oh, you need a collaborator request code. So what you tell them to do is go back, click settings. So I think that account was maxed out, but you'd go to users. So yeah, I guess they changed it. This is brand new. I'm surprised they changed it, but before you would go to just users, but now I guess you go to users, then you go to roles or security. Yes, security. And then you get the code right here. You could just copy it and you go back in, paste the code. Then obviously this is what you do on your end, and they do the Shopify thing on their end. Then you select all permissions other than finances. Obviously you don't really need access to that. And then boom, you scroll down, request access to store, and it'll send them an email that they can accept. So an account, so I'm already on this store, so because this is my email and that's my store, so it doesn't work. But if you're making an account, this would work perfectly fine, just like this. So that's step one. You have their Shopify access. Then the next thing you want to do is go to Meta Business Suite. So what they would do is just go to their business page right here, business.facebook.com. If they don't have a business page, they'd have to create a business page. Pretty much step one for them. So this is kind of what it looks like. What you would want to do is click settings on the bottom left. So this is what the setting page looks like, and what all they would do is click invite, and then they would pretty much put in your email. So let's say test@gmail.com, and then you click next. They give you everything access. Next, they give you access to all this stuff, but realistically they won't have this set up yet, which I'll show you how to set up in a second. All this stuff, everything, and then they click next, and okay, boom, you have to select full control. So you want to have access to absolutely everything. That's very important. And then next, and then send invitation. But realistically, you're not going to have all that stuff because all they'll have is the page. What you want to do is create an ad account. You go here, you click add, create a new account, and then here you click connect assets, and then you go here and then you click assign people and select yourself. And then the same thing you do for databases. You have to go to pixels, and then sometimes it's in data sets right here. So I guess on this account it's pixels, but most likely on your account it's going to be data sets. Click add, create a new pixel, create a new data set right here, boom, name it whatever. This is just the pixel. It's the same exact thing. And then you click connect assets, and then this is where you connect the pixel to the ad account. So you can actually run ads, and the pixel is like pretty much like a tracker that tracks all the sales, and they have to install it on their Shopify as well. And how they do that is by going to Shopify, getting the Facebook and Instagram app right here, and then they can just log in with their Facebook account, and then they click settings, and it prompts them to log in and select the pixel and all that stuff here. So as you can see, it's not connected right now. If I wanted to connect it, you just do it like this. You connect your account, continues, whatever. They would be obviously doing this. You would just be walking them through it, and then set up the pixel, not the, whoops, that's the catalog. Yep, this is the pixel. So you click start setup, and once it loads, you log in with your Instagram, business assets, Facebook account. You already logged in. Boom, you connect it, and then you click connect. Boom, boom, you select submit for review. Once you get approved, boom, here you go. Share data, maximum. You want to have this as maximum. There's enhanced, and then this one conservative. This is how much tracking there is. You want maximum tracking, so you want everything to be accurate. You select the pixel, and then boom, it's done just like that. So that's how you actually get access to the Facebook ads. Now the next thing is the OmniSend or Klaviyo. So if you're doing email and SMS marketing, this is very, very important. And by the way, I'm gonna go over at the end about how to do the email, SMS, and ads and all that stuff. But they just go to their Shopify, and what they do is they type in OmniSend, and they install this app right here, and it prompts them to this. Once they have that installed, you click this in the very top right, and you click store setting. You go to the very top right, and you click account management. Then you go to users, then you click invite user, and then they just put in your email, and then they do admin, and then boom, confirm, and it sends you an email to pretty much join their store. So once you actually have that done, it's time to run the ads and the email and SMS marketing, all that stuff. And I'm going to save that till the very, very end. I'm going to show you right here at the end. Meanwhile, I'm just going to kind of tell you how you can grow your agency. So once you actually get your client, you start running ads for them and all that stuff, you can kind of outsource and move away from doing the heavy lifting, and you can be the face of the brand. So what a lot of people do is they hire people overseas, like onlinejobs.ph I just showed you. They hire those people overseas to actually run the ads, to do the email and SMS marketing, to do the website optimizations, to make sure everything is good. Or you can hire a contractor, so someone that's willing to do the work in the US for you, but they usually charge a lot more because it's another US business that needs to make money. And the biggest thing is you don't want them to take away the quality of work. If your ads are doing very well, you know it works well for this brand because you've worked with them for a while. You don't want to sacrifice the quality of work to save a couple hours of your day. It's not worth it. You only want to replace once you have all the systems in place and you know that, okay, you could teach these other international people or these contractors how to actually run the ads properly and do all that stuff. And I'm going to get to the ads in a second, but I have right here, I put it here. So right here, I put it section 16, building a team. What you could do is actually build your team through Upwork, or you could get white label services. So if you look up white label Facebook ads agency, what they can do is run the ads for you, do all the stuff for you, and they already have lots of experience, lots of clients, and you just charge a higher fee, and then you're like a middleman pretty much. But I don't really recommend doing that, to be honest. What I do recommend is using Upwork, Fiverr, finding people or getting your boys on this shit and hiring them on to pretty much do it for you. What happens after it stops being just you and you hire your boys or you hire a team or you outsource the stuff, you now become an agency. So you go from freelance brand scaler to brand scaling agency. And you can hire people and you could charge 2, 3, 4, 5K a month as a retainer because you have to pay your team. And to get to this point, you might need a mentorship. So again, you can learn a lot fast. You get to that point in 3 months. If you do join my mentorship, that's what I offer. Watch the video, click the link down below. But now let's go to the interesting stuff and talk about the ads and the email and SMS. First, I want to talk a little bit about the email and SMS before we get into the ads. So how it works with emails is you set up automations and campaigns for your client. So automations could be welcome series, abandoned cart flows, re-engagement emails, and kind of what that means is welcome series. If you've ever seen a pop-up on a website, pretty much means like that's a welcome series. So you put in your email and SMS and you get a text, hey, here's $10 off, or here's $5 off the order, or here's 10% off the order. And this collects the customer's information so you can retarget them in the future. Abandoned cart is pretty much when a customer adds something to their cart, they don't fully finish buying something, like, oh, this is too expensive, and they leave. Then they'll get an email a couple hours later, hey, you left this in your cart, here's 10% off to finish your transaction. And then boom, they go buy the item now, and that's a sale that you would have otherwise lost. Emails play in hand with ads because think about it, you're running traffic. Let's say you spent $1 to get somebody to go from Facebook ads to the website, and this person added to cart but they didn't purchase. So how do you get them back? Boom, you get them back emails. So emails actually really make your ads a lot more profitable. That's really, really important to understand that emails are the make or break point for a lot of brands for ads. They take it from like slightly profitable to like the whole next level. Okay, these ads are cooking crazy. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. For example, here's a brand that has their most important automations. They have the product abandonment, they have a abandoned checkout, they have welcome, and they have abandoned cart, which generated 1.5K, and they 13K from abandoned checkout, 3K from product abandonment. Customer reactivation we don't do, but $13,000 or $14,000 from abandoned checkout is absolutely insane. And what it does, if the order's over $100, they can get 15% off. If the order's under $100, they get no discount pretty much. And yeah, this is really, really useful. And also, let's talk about campaigns. So campaigns can also make a lot of money. I'm going to show you an example with this brand. So if you look at the emails that we ran, we actually generated a decent amount of money. So these emails right here, a little bit older. Yeah, so this made 1.1K, this made 200, this made 200. And over time, it adds up. And pretty much this entire drop, we did like 1.5K additionally through email and SMS, through just emails. The SMS actually generated like 3, 4, 5K. But yeah, emails are very, very useful. You could A/B test. By A/B test, you could see what headlines work. As you could see, like there's right here, we tried it's Black Friday, the wait's all over, and check this out. Like the wait is over got a 3.6 click-through rate compared to it's Black Friday, which only got 2.8. So the rest of the emails were sent to this. So how A/B testing works is, let's say it sends 10 emails to it's Black Friday and then 10 emails to the wait is over, finds which one has the best analytics, and then it sends the rest of the emails to the better one. And let me show you what the email looks like. Something like this. We designed this using Figma, Photoshop, whatever you want, and it looks really, really good. It's actually not as hard as you think. It's pretty simple to make. All you do is just, you need a little fancy idea, and there's lots of websites where you can get email inspiration, and then you can just copy other people's emails that work. So the next thing is the SMS. for campaigns, and it's very simple. Let me actually see. Yeah, right here. So send 1 to 2 texts per drop, and you want to create urgency with limited time offers. So pretty much it's really simple. As you can see, we sent some SMS here, got 1.2k. The emails did all right, but got 1.2k here, and then here the SMS actually did really well. It did, where is it at? So it did, yeah, so this one right here did $5,000. Absolutely insane. And it's something super simple. It's literally, if you look at the campaign, it's just a picture of the drop showing what it is, a little discount code, a link to the website, and that's literally all you need. So it's that simple. You don't need anything special. You don't need anything crazy. Anybody can do this. You could just put a picture of the whole drop, say what the drop is, and then boom, you're good to go. And then we sent another SMS when the site was closing. So we were like, hey guys, the site's closing. Make sure to buy the pieces now, and it got additional 1.2k. So overall, we did like around $6,500 just from SMS, which is absolutely insane. So now your favorite part, guys, let's get into the ads, the fun stuff, the stuff that actually makes you money. And then at the end, I'm going to give you this little section right here called Upsells. And that's how to actually make your brand even more profitable and bring up the average order value and the conversion rate and stuff like that. So before we get into that, let's actually get into the ads. All right, boys, so let's go through the Facebook ads. Pretty much the first thing you want to do is very simply just go to facebook.com. And then what you want to do here is pretty much the brands that you work with are going to have a Facebook page where they're going to add you as admin. So they have to do that on their end. And how they do that is click see all profiles, create, click public page, next, and then they set this up. Then they add you as an admin like I showed you. And what your view looks like pretty much is very simply like this. So I showed you this before. Pretty much this is going to be your view. What you do is click all tools. Once the pixel is connected, you want to add a billing in the billing settings, but the actual stuff that matters is the ads manager. That's what you want to go to. And okay, I don't have permission on this account. Let me just switch to a random account. So it kind of looks like this, except this is going to be fully blank. And let me show you here some results from some of my clients. So we even ran ads in a little bit, but when we were very profitable. 3.7k spent and $28,000 made back. As you can see, it's 12 ROAS, and I'm going to explain what all these terms mean later on. ROAS just means return on ad spend. So every dollar you're putting in, how much money are you getting back? So $12. And the cost per purchase or the cost per result was $5, which means pretty self-explanatory how much it costs to get a sale. But yeah, this ad did very well. We spent not that much money. We spent $688 and made back $8,000, and it was literally just one ad. So all these other people in the brand scaling niche that are trying to sell this crazy ad strategy to you make it seem like it's super complicated and you have to join their mentorship. Bro, the ads, you turn them on and you turn them off, and there's testing and there's scaling, and that's all it is. Two different types of campaigns just like this. You'll have a testing campaign and a scaling campaign. And sometimes you don't even need that. You only need that if you have like a bunch of different ads. If you only have a couple ads, you just have one, testing and scaling. Inside the campaign, you have one ad set, and inside the ad set, you have your ads. And that's it. You let them run for a couple of days. Let's say in this one, you spent like $20, $30, $40. It's not profitable, turn it off. And then just keep adding new ads. So it's actually very simple. And everyone's just trying to finesse you and make it seem like it's some crazy strategy. No, what matters is the back end. Email and SMS marketing, the website, the offer, the price of the product. Like if it's like a buy two, get one free sale, stuff like that. That's what makes the ads profitable. The content on the ads, like that stuff matters more than the actual ad structure. The ad structure is pretty simple, to be honest. So we need to fix the brand's backend, all that stuff. Make sure the ads are perfect to be scaled, right? The ads can make you a lot of money, but it's just one single cog in an entire system. And if all the other cogs are not moving and only ads are moving, your ads aren't going to be profitable. Everything has to move smoothly in this entire process, and this process is called the customer life cycle. You want to make sure that the customer life cycle is fully smooth. Everything is perfect. Everything is ready for the ads to be scaled up, because then you get results like this. As you could see, like I can even reload the page. It's $5 cost per purchase. The ads are doing very well, 12 ROAS, and we generated 8.8k. How you actually create a campaign is you click this, create, the green button, and you click sales, continue. You click manual sales campaign. Then right here, you would name this whatever. So you put your initials. Let's say this doesn't matter, just the name. I'm just going to say this. Let's say it's a testing campaign. Turn off advantage catalog ads. Who cares? Then go next. Website, maximize number of conversions. Select the pixel. Select purchase. You want purchase conversions because you want them to pretty much be sales, right? That's what you want it to go for. The conversion is like what you want the ad to do. So maximize number of conversions. So maximize number of whatever you want the conversion event to be. So for us, it's purchase. So it means maximize number of purchases. Leave this as is. Scroll all the way down. Click show more options. options, and then above this, Advantage Plus placements, click edit and click manual placements. So if it's a clothing brand and they're doing pre-orders, only do Instagram. If it's like an Etsy brand and they have stock on hand and they have pieces on hand, you can also do Facebook and all these other ones, because all these other ones and Facebook, they pretty much offer a customer rating. They ask the customers, hey, how's your experience with the order? And if the clothing brands do pre-order, they didn't get an order, they'll leave a bad review and your Facebook ad account will get banned. So if you have pre-made items, do all of them, it's fine. If they only are doing clothing brand stuff, if they're doing pre-orders, then only Instagram. So click next. Very simply, ad name it whatever you want. Let's say Onboarding 1, and then also the ad set, you can name whatever you want. Let's say you want to split photos and videos. Let's say you duplicate this, boom, existing campaign back into it, and then video, boom, and then we have Onboarding 1, which will be a photo, and then a video, and then Onboarding 2. Let's say this is going to be flat, or let's say a mock-up. So the photo is going to be a mock-up. Manual upload right here, boom. There's a couple different types: single image or video, carousel, or collection. Flexible is like Facebook picks it for you. All you do is type in the website URL here, whatever it is. I'm just gonna put a random URL and then set up creative image ad. Skip this, go to media, and then this will be linked to the Insta, but you can upload your own media right here. Let's say I want to run ads on this product right here. I recommend doing it like this. This is obviously not gonna work. So boom, next, skip and continue. Turn this on. What actually is this? This is something new. They're trying to do some AI stuff. You could do this if you want, but nah, it's some new stuff. I wouldn't even do it. Click done. Make sure that all the right here, the enhancements, 8 out of 8 done. They're all turned on. You want them on. It's like music, stuff like that. Just make sure that the AI stuff is off. Then headline, so this would just be like new drop out now, and then description, you could talk about the quality of the pieces, so it'll be like full cotton, or if it's like furniture, you can be like made out of oak, or these are dimensions, or you can just stuff like that, and then for the primary text, you want to put the offer or the sale, whatever it is. So let's say you're gonna say something like next 10 orders are $25 off. Just something random I just made up. And then once you have that set up, you just click publish and the ad's done. Bro, it's not that hard. Everyone that's telling you it's super complex, it's not. That's it. You got a full Facebook ads tutorial. What actually matters is the back-end system. So in the Facebook ads, you probably saw a couple of these terms. Let me explain what it means to you. So the only actual term that matters is CPP or CPR, cost per result or cost per purchase. This is the only thing that tracks. This is the only thing that matters. For example, if you spent $100 on an ad and you got 10 sales, it costs you $10 cost per purchase, because every $10 you got a sale, which means that every sale costs $10. And let's say you're selling a $70 hoodie, it costs you $10 to get the sale, it costs you $25 to produce the hoodie, and it costs you like $5 for additional little fees here and there, the packaging and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And then you also take your client's 10%, right? So let's say you helped your client sell a $70 hoodie, you're taking $7 home. So now your client's profit margin is $23. That's what they're taking home at the end of the day, which is good. If the cost per purchase was, for example, $20, client's only taking home $13. If the cost per purchase is $30, the client's taking home only $3. And if it's above $33, now your client's taking home $0. So as long as this is under, I would do like 30, because it's not really worth it, like to make $1 or $2, but 30 and under, depending on obviously your client's numbers, their profit margins, you have to calculate all this stuff yourself. I'm just giving you an example. But once you find this, it's you want to just keep that number low, and if the ad isn't profitable, turn it off. That's how you figure out that it's profitable. But all these other terms are important here as well, and there's a couple different types of scaling campaigns I can also run you guys through. So first, CPA is cost per acquisition, cost per purchase, cost per result. Same thing, that's what I just explained to you. So you see, you spend $100 in ads, get 5 sales, that means the cost per acquisition was $20. ROAS, return on ad spend, I kind of explained that as well. That's the revenue earned per dollar spent. So if you spend $100 and you made $300 in sales, your ROAS is 3. Every dollar you're putting in, you're getting $3 back. Then click-through rate, this is the percentage of people who clicked on your ad. A high click-through rate means your engagement is good, people are liking the ad, people are clicking on it, but it doesn't always necessarily mean the ad is good or like for sales wise. People might just engage with it, maybe it's something funny, they're not actually buying from it. So you always need to find the right formula that works for each individual brand. Now the CPM, this is the cost per 1,000 impressions, or for 1,000 people to see your ad. Not 1,000 people, but 1,000 times. So the same people could see it over and over again. Lower CPM means it's cheaper reach, so it costs you less money for a person or somebody to see your ad. And now frequency, that's the average number of times a person has seen your ad. If your frequency is above 3 or 5, your ads can start to fatigue, and what that means is that you need to add more ads, and you don't want to generally just have one ad running. You want to have like 3, 4, 5 ads running, so they kind of like, the customer won't get sick of seeing the same ad, and because what happens is then the ads plummet and just lose all their profitability. But like I said, this is all stuff that's good to know, but what really matters is your cost per purchase, or the cost per acquisition, or cost per result, whatever you want to call it. This is the most important analytic. As long as it's profitable, keep running it. So there's some scaling tips. There's horizontal scaling and there's vertical scaling, and I bet nobody's even taught this yet. I honestly doubt it, but horizontal scaling is pretty much you can duplicate the winning campaigns or the winning ad sets. Usually it's the campaigns actually, and you like target it to a different audience. So I showed you broad targeting earlier, but you can also do interest targeting, and this way you're not actually touching the ad that's already doing well. So let's say you have a winning ad in Facebook. Let's say like, okay, this is winning. What I would do is I would just boom, duplicate this, duplicate original setup, and then just have 2 different campaigns running on the same ad. This way, if like the second campaign does really bad for some reason, this one is still profitable because I never touched it, I never edited it. Now the second option is scaling campaign, or it's called vertical scaling, sorry. That's like increasing the budget 20% every 3 days, or just increasing it $50, whatever, just putting it up in the Facebook ads manager, so like in the campaign level. So here, let's say I would put this to 100. This is vertical scaling instead of just duplicating it. But this can kill your ad as well. Usually if your ad is good, it won't, but there's a peak with every ad, so when you hit a certain point, it'll plummet and it'll stop being profitable. But regardless, you want to utilize both. If your fatigue is high, you want to do a creative refresh, which means you want to test more and more ads. Like every 2-3 weeks, you want to throw in more ads that you can create in Canva and Photoshop, or you can hire people on Fiverr to do it for you. Now let's talk about upsells and increasing average order value. So average order value is how much an average customer spends. And if you're running Facebook ads, you obviously want the customer to spend $100, $200, $300 compared to just like $10-$20. The more the customer spends, the more you make yourself, because you're taking 10%. So what really helps with that is bundle deals. So you can get apps like Vanga AI or Monster Cart Upsell, and these apps are pretty much like, if you add something to your cart, you're gonna get hit with an offer. Hey, do you also want to add this additional item for 10% off? And then the free shipping threshold. This is, for example, orders over $100 get free shipping. I'm gonna show you an example of what I mean by all of these. And also post-purchase upsells. This I don't really like because I feel like it's too spammy, but some sites have it after you buy something that you get a discount for your next order. So you'll buy something, and then at the very end at your checkout screen, it'll say like, you can also add this to your order for 10% off. So let me show you an example. So for example, I'll hover over this product, and if I click add to cart, boom, this, I guess the upsells are off right now, but usually let's say right here on the bottom, do you also want to add these products? So it's pretty simple. I think I can actually show you on this website real quick. We go here, let's do add to cart, and yeah, this is Vanga AI right here. You see you're $32 away from free shipping. Just add these products, and you see you add this, now they'll be like, oh, now I get free shipping, I save money. But in reality, they're spending more money now, and you're making more money. And now obviously bundle deals are also really important. You want to have bundle deals, buy 2 get 1 free, stuff like that, just to get people to spend more money. And then if you're getting objections when you're closing, I can't afford it, or I had bad experiences, like I recommended earlier, you could offer things like 7-day free trial or nothing up front. Show them results first, because right now you need a client bad. Take your loss, put your ego down. You're not getting $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 your first client. Realistically, you're making zero or like a couple $100. Everyone starts somewhere, and it's exponential growth as long as you keep doing this and staying consistent. So actually getting paid is through Stripe, PayPal. Those are the 2 main ways. That's what I personally do. And like I said, I already went over this earlier, but you can outsource this stuff once you get to that level. And the 90-day launch plan. This is something I teach in my mentorship program. So I have the 90-day launch plan. This is what I do with my students. I call you guys 3 times a week, literally making sure you succeed every single point of the way. But the first 30 days is getting a client. The first 60 days is making your client money. And then the first 90 days is using your client as a testimonial to get 3, 4, 5, 6 clients. And then month 4 would be like scaling your agency and hiring people and really taking it to the next level and making that first 10K month. Realistically, you're going to make your first 1K here and your first 2, 3K here. But regardless, boys, I hope you learned something. If you want to join my mentorship program, it's for people who have money and who want to succeed in 2-3 months and make a real business. Click the link down below. Hope you learned something. Peace.